Okay, hello, welcome back to Beast in the Timetwist. It's 4/2/2025, there's bad weather, we've had a bit of internet issues. We shall see if we survive. Welcome.
And if we die, oh well. It happens.
I was gonna say that exact same thing.
Okay, well, we got Brianna and our players who would like to recap.
I did last time, so I'll let someone else.
I can.
Yay!
Mike's work fine, by the way.
Awesome.
Good to go.
Alright, so the session before last, we arrived in the city of Naverby and had a less than ideal welcome. Last session, we learned that Cashmere's old friend is perhaps too strong of a word, Falzone, lured him there under false pretenses to effectively recruit him into the local mob war, specifically to rescue Falzone's sister, who is currently incarcerated by a rival family.
Cousin.
Cashmere very reluctantly agreed to help after learning that this sister is yet another person with time powers. And kind of seemed like that was enough to convince most everybody else. Alex wasn't particularly interested, but he did eventually relent. We decided to send Huston to stay in a cave in the woods until things blow over. We arrived at the family's estate and got into a bit of a confrontation with Cashmere's half-sister, because it turns out that Cashmere's mother is actually the wife of the heads of these ruling families. And we faced the sister and her cohort in battle, managed to defeat them, took a quick rest afterwards. That's where we left off.
Sweet. Yeah, this girl, Samaka, is his cousin. But yeah, family, family. Okay. Switching gears. Right to recap. City intrigue music. And you have been led all together after your rest with this escort that now gives you a bit more of a berth and a bit more of respect too, through some sunlit, fancy mansion corridors on the second floor. As you approach this big, dark wooden door ahead, so grand with its golden doorknob and knocker, there's a couple of lesser doors on the right, opposite the lacy, beautiful sunlit windows that are ajar. Again, this is a mansion that is busy, lived in. There's people going to and fro, young and old, officious and young and without duties. As you approach this door, you can hear from the other side laughter and excitement and a great deal of middle-aged and older voices talking. If you wish to, you could even make out what they were talking about. But the leader of your escort, that Wombat,
Like
says,
Goldberg.
"Excuse me," and goes ahead, as if to enter.
So to clarify, Samaka was the one we just beat, right? And she was the cousin of Cashmere's friend, ally. Was that it? Or...
I think
Nelfin.
half-sister.
Nelfin, Adiore, and Charnim, or at least Nelfin is a half-sister of Cashmere. Samaka you've not met. She is reportedly the cousin of Falzone, who's locked up in this prison.
Gotcha, that sounds good. I was worried that we beat Samaka's ass when we're supposed to help her.
We need a flowchart for all these dynamics and relationships.
I would actually like to figure out what it is that they're talking about, if possible.
Ooh, eavesdropping.
I'll also do it. I have the advantage on hearing perception checks.
Okay, it'll be a perception, and if you went right up to the door, obviously, Alex, you could also have advantage. Otherwise, just normal for you.
Do that.
It's one roll, and then I'll do a second roll. That's better.
Ooh, that's better.
Okay, that is a 19 from me.
Wow. You'd think they'd soundproof this place against rabbits, considering like rabbits live here. It's not.
That is a good point, actually. Never thought of that.
Specific anti-rabbit frequencies are
They
in
have-
the walls.
They just have
So
like
it's
double
like,
pane glass everywhere.
You.
Sorry, Juan.
No, you go ahead. Yeah.
They have like the white noise generators everywhere, like noise canceling headphones.
Just for rabbit frequencies, though. There is a lot of talk over. Well, there's boring talk about trade regulations with Treble Town and. Oh, do you think Terran is old enough for the responsibility over the Bellegrasso district? And things that are local politics. But interspersed with that, like 50%, both of you can hear they are referring to this play over and over. An Anthem for Bose, it's called. And it's like, oh, what do we do about this? Yeah, but how about that play? Like, oh, are you guys excited? Oh, yes, I must attend with my family. Oh, yes, I can't wait to go, dear. That sort of thing. They seem to be in the middle of a break, largely, and talks are winding down, so there's more of this talking about this play.
I fear this town is nothing but trouble.
I imagine like we're all just kind of like going off like on random little tangents, finding other things to do. And Tao's like, "Don't you guys want to play the game?" I don't know, guys, if that's a good
No.
play.
The Wombat presses her face close to the door, says something, and a ripple of blue kind of travels outward from that part of the door, across the entire door. And then she opens it, and quickly closes it behind her. And the voices continue chatting.
She bought a dried shroom and a dizzy dial and said her favorite color was yellow.
I understood that reference.
I did not.
Really?
Super Mario.
Oh,
A minute later, she comes back out, and with a very professional demeanor says, I regret to inform you that Dornall is currently uninterested in speaking with any of you, actually. Your tour of his mansion, we hope, was an engaging one.
Really? Is that it?
I'm afraid he's quite busy inside there, and initially he gave approval. Unfortunately, his whims are not mine to control.
Cashmere shoots a look at the others and then creeps forward towards her. I need to get in there to talk to him. Can we come to an agreement or something?
Perhaps you could make an appointment. We could check his schedule for tomorrow or the next day. I fail to see what's so urgent, but it's none of my business.
man, I thought my family was estranged.
Grim's eyes are bugging out.
Are you serious? He doesn't care to...
Well, if you're out of curiosity, what's so pressing that he can't afford to see us? We've gone all this way.
This is the business room, and it seems this meeting stretched later than was anticipated by the staff. We're terribly sorry for the inconvenience.
How much longer is the meeting going on, then?
She looks a little bit ticked, like her facade cracks a little bit and eye twitches. Would you like me to go ask?
Yes. Please. I would
should we insight
appreciate
thing?
it.
Probably not a bad idea. It was us an insight.
See if she's full of shit or not.
And you can be a persuasion check with disadvantage, please, Cashmere.
Damn. That would have been so good. Well, 13.
there's some inciting happening as well.
Beagle?
I got dog shit inside it, but I
Still
can
got
try.
roll. You're trying.
You can try, see what happens. Maybe get a crit.
Yeah,
Who
well-
knows?
Yeah, I'm afraid of that. Hey, it's something.
We don't do that whole false information thing around here.
Oh god, get that Pathfinder taste out of my mouth. It actually has some really
so-
good stuff. I don't want to just insult the system like
So
that.
Does it seem like he's actually busy, or is she just like saying shit to get us to leave?
You get the sense this is something she said before. It's like rehearsed, a common thing she says. So perhaps from that you might think she's being honest. It's just very professional. Cashmere... Yeah, she strains her neck a little bit, nods, and goes in. You have a feeling that she won't be pushing for your side very hard. Goes back into the meeting room.
Cashmere sighs, taps his foot, and turns to the others.
Well, on the chance of that going about as well as I envision it, didn't you also want to speak to the lady of this house?
Well, it would be nice, but I'd also like to save that for last.
Quite understandable. Well, I don't. If we need to, I don't see why we couldn't schedule an appointment as long as they'll keep to their word. That which I kind of doubt.
Crim silently gives Wade a skeptical look at they'll keep their word.
Is this typically how they rear children here? Give an appointment for a lecture or to feed you, or is that just a privilege you've gained?
I bet it feels like it. I don't talk to him much often anyways.
Well, if you want to make an
And,
impression, people could burst the door down right now if you really insist on it.
A panther and a sheep and the escort are just quietly chatting. Panther's like picking her nails. And Wombat comes back out, and you can tell by the look on her face it's not good news, even before she does. And the talk and laughter, unabated, is continuing on the other side. It certainly doesn't sound like a very important thing is happening to those of you who are listening in. But as she starts saying something like, I regret to inform you, you, Cashmere, hear another familiar voice. It says, Cashmere? And if you were to all turn, you would see standing at the edge of one of those ajar doors, silently having made her way there, with her paw on the frame, posture kind of small, is a older female rabbit. Kind of looks like Cashmere.
He stares wide-eyed. He can't get the words out at first. Hi, Mom. I'm home. Kind of.
Escort, like,
And he
pivots protectively between you two guys, but leaves a sight line.
brought friends. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss. What is your name?
He takes half a step back, much like a feral rabbit in this moment. Her frame is like small. She almost looks frail, very skinny, much like Cashmere. And she says, "My name's Delilah. The pleasure's mine. Cashmere, you're not here to try again to take me away, are you?"
He, rubs the back of his head and, nervously, not sure what to say at first. That wasn't my intention this time. Sorry. I just want to talk to your husband in the other room.
She winces at your phrasing. Oh, I understand. Right. Well, I have heard that he's busy. Maybe
He's
you all
not.
like... Oh. Um,
He says he is, but he's not.
He's always busy, isn't he?
Yeah.
my word.
Alex is the earnest sort.
If you say so, sir. Yeah. Well, gosh. Even if he isn't busy, I suppose he's indisposed. There's a difference there, isn't there?
I want to talk to him. Can you help?
Why don't you... Would you like to come in? Maybe we could catch up a little bit?
I'd be up. What? You're a tutor here, correct? Have been for a while?
She blinks at you. Yes, I am. In fact, she turns her head to the room behind her. Crokwa, why don't you run along? Tutoring's over for today. And a little cute little rabbit girl comes out a moment later with like a couple books under her arm.
Is that one new? Oh, shitty phrasing.
She's not mine, she's just a student. You know. Just another draft.
Pleasure to see you today. Looks like class is out for the day.
So like, she motions for the escort to come in first, and then they motion for you guys to come in if you wish.
Yeah, I'll go in.
Way to make some introductions, huh? Wade Crossing, pleasure to meet you.
Okay, yeah, she's Delilah, just Delilah. Pleasure to meet you. She has a great amount of manners to her. Despite her obviously seeming intimidated, she doesn't skip any of the pleasantries.
Crim's intro is he does his show dog stance again, showing off his message that says, "My name's Crim and I'm on errands."
He makes zero contact with you. Rarely.
I mean, he's not surprised, but he does. He does it anyway, just to try to give an idea. I'm well trained.
And despite Cashmere's reluctance, he does like help her take a seat and like help her down, like as a son would.
Mm-hmm. I don't need for an insight check. I think you know her well enough. She's your mom. You could tell she's initially very concerned when you approach her, like looking at your hands, looking at your pockets, are you armed, etc. But she eases up once you do the right thing. Well, how did you all get to meet my son? What brings you here? Well, we could save that for after, perhaps.
Interestingly, we all met in the same place, but I'll let Cashmere explain that if he wants.
Thanks, Alex. A series of coincidences. Something, time, powers. I might have died at one point, but I'm okay now. A lot. Yeah.
These time powers are something. Way too much trouble for what they're worth, if you ask me. It's all... People are getting ahead of themselves. They need to calm down. I'm glad you got better. Honestly, that's not the strangest thing I've heard.
Yeah, I don't care for them either. Too much. And he looks at like Alex, Wade, Turner. Trouble. Too much trouble.
Yeah. They scare you sometimes, make it look like you've seen a ghost.
Turner's just kind of quiet because he just is very inexperienced in these types of matters, so he's just kind of like just in there a little awkwardly, but keeping his mouth shut.
She starts like getting up, offering to pour you guys tea, offers you cushions to sit on, or whatever your preference is. And I'd like everyone to make either a history or performance check to, if you are wishing to comply with manners, like should I refuse this, should I accept this, where should I sit, who should talk first, how well you know and can do these things.
We should be pretty good at that.
Can I just say that? Oh, you go.
Very in character for Crim to want to have good presentation despite shit charisma, so he'll do a history check on this one.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, an 8. Okay.
I prefer something in both, but history will be much better.
I rolled a 2. I have an 8 for this.
Ooh, I got an 18 on the die.
Finger out.
Can I just say that Cashmere doesn't try? He just flops down and.
Well, alright.
Turner will just act like he's back in class and just taking a seat for while the professor speaks.
What was yours, Bugle? The 28?
Yes. Performance. Better in the crowd, bitch.
Well, I guess let's do that 2.5. Okay. As the conversation continues, eventually the turns to why you are here exactly, what you're trying to do.
With that, Cashmere asks, "Are you okay? That's the main thing I'm here for."
I'm okay, Cashmere, and I know you probably don't care to revisit these same arguments we've had so many times. Well provided for. We have money, resources that I can use to provide for all my children. It's a good deal, and I'm doing good, even if it's for the drafts, she says, as if she's talking about the boogeyman.
Is it like a
And
little
she's, to be
sarcastic
clear, like-
sounding, or?
Yeah, a little, like, snooty, like... And she's not a draft herself, by the way. She's like a tan rabbit, much like Cashmere.
How old, relatively speaking, is she? Is she like middle-aged? Is she like elderly?
Mid-50s, which is late middle age for a rabbit.
Okay. Does her kind of frailty seem typical of somebody her age?
Ooh, I think a medicine check. Ooh.
Ooh, excellent. Yeah, that is a 26.
6. She's not like ill, frail in that way. She's naturally skinny. Probably just doesn't have much of an appetite, but she's not unhealthy. She's fine. It's just kind of her normal state.
Somehow something about the description suggested to me that she was almost moving around like she had arthritis or something.
Yeah.
You seem one well aware of duty and obligation. I respect that. I know it's kind of a loaded question, but I'm curious. Are you happy with it?
Well, yeah, I really check them, but Cashmere story with quick.
Cashmere will cringe at the question, visibly.
Okay. Correct me if this is wrong, Cashmere, but she'll say, Cashmere is my firstborn. I've always loved him very much, though when we had our differences and things escalated, and he left and turned away from what I was trying to do for us, it made me sad, and I'm still very sad. Although I'm happy he's found such well-mannered, fine, diverse company. But other than that, I can't complain. Now, the state of the city isn't a pleasant one, but we're doing what we can.
quite fair. I respect that as well. I will say, if it's for need of funds, we don't have much of that anymore.
Yeah. We're doing well. I'm happier with this than this. You know? As much as I hate to say it.
I'm glad. Smiles like strained.
Are you sure? Fine? I heard that you got sick recently. Recently-ish.
I did? Yeah, I did have some sniffles a few weeks ago. Swept through the whole house, it did. I'm fine. That's curious that you know that, but I appreciate you thinking of me.
Sniffles? Is that it?
Well, it was a bad cold. I was in bed for a day.
Cashmere groans. Frustrated.
And this position of yours, so it's more for the care of the rest of your family, correct?
I'm the head tutor of the drafts and their youth. We want to make sure we are the best of the best for the best family in the city. It's a good job. I love teaching the little ones. And my husband, Dornall, is a busy, thoughtful man, and it's great to stand at his side as well.
Yeah, thoughtful. Yeah, right.
No, it's a pleasure to get this all out. If you don't mind me asking, give me a moment. There's a friend of ours is away on business. I need to send a message to him real quick. A magical message. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Just let me do a spell real quick, and Wade will get up from his seat, and he's going to start doing a little cast of ascending spell, but not to anyone outside of this room. He's going to do a sending spell to her.
Oh, okay. As you cast a spell, like, the escort is, like, clearly making sure you're not doing anything concerning, but yeah.
Yeah. And then she'll hear it is mind. There's like, it's Wade. Sorry. Please be candid. I'll ask. If the drafts do not require your services, you could be in another job, another position, something lucrative. Would you take it? That's what we want to know. If you could leave this place uninhibited,
5 words.
and still be.
Oh wait, never mind. The cantrip. Sorry.
Oh no! It's the full. No, it's the full spell.
Oh, you're doing sending?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like along those lines, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, totally.
And
it does have to be 25 words, but yeah, I get the gist of it. Okay. She, like, is stock still, and then when she understands what's going on, like, sips her tea. And then you would hear in your mind, "Oh God, help me!" No, you hear, "Truly, sir, I'm all right. I have some regrets about the course of my life. Who doesn't? But I'm happy here. Thank you."
Thanks, Huston. Appreciate it. Good to hear from you, man.
Turner adds like a little tiny bit of sugar to his tea, and kind of wishes that he had a straw because it's weird to drink with the beak.
Also, Cashmere, a word, and Wade does like little mafia, like whisper over his shoulder, like next to his ear, just to convey that message real quick.
Cashmere gives him a blank look, like, "We're rabbits, Wade, but okay. What is it?" He leans over.
I'll try to be very so. Well, I'll try to be very soft about it. But
Well,
just like, oh yeah, she said.
Her chin raises. You feel like her estimation of you, Wade, has changed. You get resolve as well.
Thank you. I just sending her. She said blah 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 blah.
Well, it was an honor to break some tea and bread with you all. Cashmere, it's good to see you as well. If there's anything else I can do for you, I do have another appointment in... She looks at a clock on the wall. A couple of minutes.
Yeah, good to see you too, Mom. Hey, listen. I'm here on important political business. Don't ask. Are you sure you can't help me out? I just need to talk to Dornell for a little bit. That's it.
Oh. I see. Oh, and, about politics, you said? Sips tea.
Yeah, I'm moving up in the world. Gives a really forced grin.
I'd like someone to make an insight check here if they would like. He seems thoughtful.
Does Snap want to? So you're probably the best at it. Either Snap
He
or
is
Doc,
he
I
is the
guess.
best. I can do that. I was about to say, like, maybe it wouldn't be best for him to do it, but I can.
But at the same time, he'd
I
also
can
know
do
his
it if
mom
you
the best.
prefer. Yeah, that's true. You want to do it or do you want me to?
Here,
Oh, you can do it.
Is it only one person tell or multiple?
I'll say limited to...
Okay. Go ahead, Doc.
What do you
You.
do better?
It's a 10.
Oh,
Do his true
Okay.
resolve.
Nah, okay.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
okay.
Oh, that's much better. That is a 23.
Okay.
Better.
And Cashmere, this is not an automatic success. She's a little different than even when you last saw her. She's changed. So it's hard to see what she's thinking. You sense just caution. You can't really get a read on her, Cashmere, but you get a success, Alex. You gather that what she's all about is like, what is the socially correct thing? What is propriety demanding here? And you know that's probably what's motivating her in this conversation. It's been all like niceties. You don't think she'll respond to a force of personality like persuasion or intimidation in this regard. Make sense? Yeah.
There. I don't know. This is important. There could be quite a bit at stake here.
I was under the impression he was not taking visitors? I must not understand. Would you be able to explain?
Alex looks to Cashmere.
Cashmere sighs, his ears flop down. Listen, Mom, the state of the entire city is kind of at stake. Just imagine that there's a fire right outside the door. If I don't walk in there and get a bucket of water, it'll engulf the whole manor. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
And imagine you were outside in open air where it actually spread.
Yeah, that. Listen to him, he has glasses.
I do.
She laughs politely. And she eyes some of the faux pas some of you have maybe made during this conversation, like where your napkins are placed and how you're seated, and kind of
Not that
frowning
the
a
dragon
little.
was trying to do that at all.
I was like, why do you have a dragon in my freaking tutoring room? I suppose that would be the right thing to do to stop the fire. Isn't that right?
I would really, really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. Seriously.
Do you have to make a deception check here, or is he
No,
really-
he's trying to be genuine.
Okay.
He's trying to show his feelings.
Okay. Look, she glances at you, Alex, your serious demeanor, and then back at you, Cashmere. All right, I'll go talk to him. Please just, for me, be on your best behavior. And of course, we'll have the forces if anything gets spicy. But I will try to make him understand that this is not a typical appointment.
Thank you, miss. You do credit to your family.
Cashmere will
Inclines his head slightly.
smile brightly, say thanks, Mom, and go to hug her.
Yeah.
She's like mid-rising gracefully, and then like, oh, and she does like this choreographed hug and pat on the head. All right, you can let go. Thank you.
Right.
She and clears her throat and strides out. And does something to the door again. As that wave of blue. One of the escort walks forward, just takes your teacup, Crim, as if not recognizing that you're someone who might care, and downs the rest of it and puts it back on your little saucer.
Crim doesn't put up a fuss. He's kind of used to people overlooking, like prior to meeting the team, overlooking that it's just a dragon, just a feral old dragon. He won't mind.
I can't say for better or worse, but the apple falls far from the tree, Cashmere.
What does that mean, Wade?
Just in respect to what we prioritize as important, I suppose, and our demeanor.
By the way, she's the one with the time powers, right?
No.
No.
No. Okay.
The other guy, Faustin or whatever his name, his cousin. That was
Okay.
his mom is just just married
Yeah,
to
that's
the leader
quite
here.
I should make a family tree. I'll do that.
Yay.
Because one of the messages I have on that Crim has right now is, "Can you describe your powers?"
Apologies.
Great manners, tutoring.
Apologize. I was not much help there. I'm not skilled in these manners.
No, that's alright. It's a draining thing sometimes.
Don't worry about it. I dragged you all into this. I'll make it up to you later.
Good drink, I wouldn't mind.
All right, you'll have to sit
What
through
is this?
You'll have to sit through an entire lecture, and we'll call it even.
The big business room door opens, and Delilah beckons you all on escort, and you're in. You see... one moment. Why did I
Also,
not...
for the record, if anyone ever wants to see what messages Crim has It's on his mundane items piece. It's a messages section. I have 3 for him on like there's 3 boards that he has. Right now it's, hello, my name is Crim and I'm on errands. May you describe your powers to us, and I'm on duty, no petting. That one might be good for deception, if you ever need to do a stealth mission.
I hope you like resonance into like all hell and it could like blind people sometimes.
Turner was just kind of like, seeing that last one, he would just kind of say, I hope that rule always applies, and not just when you're on duty.
Crim
No petting is the
nervously
sanctuary as well.
glances away.
This room is the luxurious. There's brown wood paneling and fine upholstered cushy seats and armchairs, lanterns, candelabras, as well as lace curtains that are letting in the light, but just enough to conceal the room's privacy. Paintings. You get the picture.
Turner would see if there's like a little rack where he can hang up his hat.
There is. There is a couple of coat racks that are mostly occupied right now, but there's room enough for you. Because other than a couple of guards at their best behavior already in the room, there's like 10 other folks smoking. There's plumes of smoke drifting lazily about the ceiling, obscuring the light. And everyone's sort of revolving around this one draft rabbit, Dornall. One of his ears is scarred. He's unusually tall for a rabbit. Wearing a fancy suit with some golden chains peeking out here and there. And he's carrying a bowl in one hand, a silver bowl, and grabbing something out of it, putting it in his mouth, like gnashing it. You can see his buck teeth frequently. He notes your entry, but he is still talking, even with his mouth somewhat full, to the others, who more note your presence and quiet down somewhat.
Cashmere scowls at the side of him, by the way.
Welcome, welcome. Take a seat. Welcome. I've been introduced to you already. You know who I am. What's this all about?
Alex looks to Cashmere and Wade, figuring they're probably better suited to explaining this than him.
It's a pleasure, sir.
Yeah. Hi. I'm going to sit, if you don't mind.
Be my guest. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. Is it a pleasure? That remains to be seen. He laughs, and a couple other people laugh too.
You are more imposing in person, sir.
Cashmere will force himself to sit as his mother directed and do a performance check, if
And Will,
possible.
Sure. Will, you were saying something too?
Oh no, it won't pass.
Okay.
You know?
I'll go with that.
You sit and realize, like, oh, there was actually already someone's jacket there, and the person, like, like, tries to take the seat instead.
This is I love it when the dice tell a story.
He just gives up after that. That gives
Okay.
the guy a scoff. Like, whatever.
As you're arranging yourselves and talking, he's still ongoing, as if the meeting that he was already in is more important. Like, I really don't think he's quite ready, but I guess we'll see. I am so looking forward to this. An Anthem of Boast. I've got a guy, my play guy. He says it's going to be great. He says they've really spiced it up since its earlier revisions.
Can I do a history
Actually,
check on this play? And what were you saying?
To give Cashmere a greater air of authority, Crim will switch his message while no one's looking, like while they were walking over. Crim would have switched his message to the third one, I'm on duty, no petting, and will make sure to sit behind Cash, wherever he is. Like, he's as if to give the very clear implication that Cash owns him right now and he's actually tough shit. That kind of deal.
Cool. Okay. It's like Cashmere has intimidation advantage during this.
Yay!
I wish, Sir Donnell, our visit could be more pleasure than business, but it's concerning the state of the city, as to what we've seen.
Okay. He turns to you at that, but let me resolve the Will's thing. Turner, an anthem for Bose. You remember it as an old play that is about the journey of the Song of Bose, that famous adventuring party that saved the world. It never really became famous, but you recall those details with your book knowledge. There's more famous plays like Waiting for Gabot and A Streetcar Named Want, but perhaps around here the newest revision of an anthem for Bose is supposed to be more popular. It's a stage play, you know.
It's like Avatar, where it's very inaccurate. Like Nicky's definitely a guy.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I had the thought too.
His name's Nike or something.
Well, Wade, yes, I would wish it is more pleasure too, but pleasure is for the well-acquainted, the allied. You are strangers here to talk about politics. Well, speak, let's hear it.
Fair. From what we've heard, the situation, I suppose, in this wonderful town has degraded a bit. At least we haven't been here long, but from what we've seen, despite the draft's well thought of control, it seems a bit of a powder keg, at least the other families. We're hoping to try and help with some of that, or... Yeah.
Oh yes, it's a sad state it is. Have you tried this popped corn? You have to try it. He holds out the bowl to you.
All of us?
To Wade, but if anyone's interested, he'd like swivel it to you.
One will kind of like, well, I guess no, his spectrum hands are not invisible. One would kind of like float over to Turner and he'd give it a try.
Fun, I like that.
Answer my appetite's sated. To be blunt, it's in regards to one Samaka, the wondrous powers that we've heard she's able to conjure. Quite useful for the drafts.
Oh yes, she's a weapon. She is. It was aimed at us, the drafts. They outright threatened to use her ability. What do you do with weapons aimed at your family? Disarm them or confiscate them. So that's taken care of. And the meeting's quickly interrupted by some more people coming in. 2 people that are bringing in almost like a quick pad of papers on a clipboard. Looks like some legalese or something. Dornall looks at this. They start saying, with a rather defeatist attitude, like, Dornall, we have a bill requesting... And Dornall just says, nope, scratches across it. And they just turn around as if expecting this and leave.
Am I able to catch anything that's on these papers?
With your passive perception, yes, you do. You would catch words of like trade, restriction, limitation. It has to do with how coin and goods are flowing in a certain part of the city, and it's a request to make a significant change to help with stability. Would be the gist of it. Like bureaucratic, economic stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. Man, your station needs to ensure that such a weapon is not used against him, but as powerful and in control as you are, I doubt you need to rely on it as something as new and untested as, God forbid, how I can say that, time weapon.
That's true. We don't need to rely on it. Just need to neutralize it. She's fine,
Wonderful.
Of course. Don't worry about her.
So, if you could take this power out of hand, I suppose, out of the game, you would?
I don't suppose you all seem resourceful. Have you been to the pre-screening of an Anthem for Bose? Is it worth seeing?
Cashmere will stomp his foot right then and shout, "Dornell, enough of this! Holy shit!"
Okay, give me an intimidation check, please.
Alright. With advantage.
Wait,
because
gives us well I tried shrug.
Yeah, somewhat related to this, Tal, check your DMs.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm thinking exactly what Snap and Cash were thinking.
I'll roll that twice. That is a nat 20. Well,
Oh,
let's see if
shit.
I get...
So 26.
Just
Well, you
double
can't
20.
you can't get any better than that. So
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, nat 20.
So nat 20 plus 5, and then what's the total result then?
26.
6.
6, okay. The room goes quiet and the other side conversations hush at this gambit. You just cursed at the head of the most powerful family in the second biggest city of Bose. It's like, nash, 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 as he chews on more popcorn in your face, looks you up and down.
For once,
Alright.
Crim doesn't seem particularly stressed out either. He seems to recognize something. And doesn't like what he sees.
Cut out this stupid bullshit. We're here to solve this. I don't care about a stupid play.
Perhaps you should. That's what I care about, frankly. If you're here to make a deal, though, or talk about your stake in all this, sure, alright, let's talk about that.
I want you to release Samika.
If you can, we have the ability to strip her of her powers as outsiders. Once we leave the city, they will no longer be a factor in any affairs in Naverby. Family gets to have her back. You get to not have a potential weapon pointed at you. I think everybody wins.
Yeah, what he said.
And I imagine you yourself have been tempted by these powers yourself. If you have ears outside of this region, you will perhaps learn that these things bring about more trouble to their regions than they benefit them.
I know, we've seen that destruction firsthand. Horrid sight.
Another draft who looks like it could be Dornall's brother says, "Do you really have a power like this?" Other one says, "Yes, we are aware of that." Dornall's picking up on the mood in the room. "That's true. Well, it does change things. I'm interested, but we have leverage over them. I see no reason we should just make it not a problem anymore, because currently it's a problem for the Scavatori. Not very interested at the moment, though it is remarkable that you can do that."
Currently, your city is falling apart. I would think that would constitute a problem.
Well, if the Scavatori would meet our demands, stop supplying weapons to the underwater raiders on our trade routes with Ilio, give us back the land rights to the Bellegrasso Theater, some other things that are really quite reasonable that proper businessmen and businesswomen would agree to, there wouldn't be a falling apart. It's so irritating.
It is, but this power of yours always makes you all a target now. Who knows when you go to see that play, perhaps you might come back one member short. They might say, God forbid, kidnap one of you to exchange for Samaka. No one deserves that. Our push will eliminate that threat.
Huh. He chews more popcorn. Well. Okay. Anything else you propose? Piqued my interest.
I will. He whispers to Wade. What else do we have to offer?
Turn will kind of like unless we'll be going to answer really faster.
Oh, sorry, what was that, Turner?
Okay. Turn will just kind of just pipe up. I actually have I have seen that performance once. It's a bit of an underground one compared to some of the more popular ones, but I think it's a story that should be told. It talks about the selflessness of those heroes who journeyed from place to place, solving many of the catastrophes that were infesting those regions.
I'm just thrilled to see it. I'm going to the matinee tomorrow morning. Special showing of this newest revision. You should check it out too if you saw the first one.
I think it is something that all here could be inspired by, depending on how accurate to the story they are. But of course, it's hard for those details to stay true over the decades.
Agreed. We'll see if it is inspiring. His eyes are like intense. And he like shakes free and like looks at you, Wade and Cashmere and the rest. Anything else to propose?
Wade gives a little whisper to Cashmere. Take your lead on this. We need to know. Did we come here for Samaka or did we come here for the weapon? Can we leave one?
What? Cashmere stutters at that. What do you... No, we're gonna take her back. What do you...
Yes. Take the weapon from her. Give it to him.
Why would he do that? Like, looks
Does
between
he hear
them.
this?
We have Samaka. You'd have no need for Samaka.
Crim,
Crim hears it.
Crim looks at Wade like he had somehow lost all of his marbles.
I just want to know our priorities on this.
You know what? No. And Cashmere's gonna step forward and glare Dornell down. Okay. Here's the deal. You let Samaka go, and... Oh, I hate politics. I'm gonna get the leader of the Scavator to talk to you and come to an agreement. Okay? How does that sound? Sound good? At all?
Okay. At this point, I would like a roll from everyone. I know some of you brought up some really good points which are affecting the DC, especially Alex and Wade earlier. You could roll either intimidation or persuasion. Crim, I guess you didn't say
By
anything.
default, intimidation, I think.
Okay, sure.
That's what I'm good at, boys.
So everybody has to,
Well,
you said?
after I resolve that.
Yes, I would say everyone has to in this case.
Oh,
But
great.
don't fear if you brought it down because what you said mattered a lot.
Alright, I used my resolve at 22.
21 for Cashmere.
Persuasion.
Nat 1.
And I already used my resolve.
And I rolled.
Great.
Ouch.
You know, I'll resolve that. I haven't used resolve yet, and this seems like it'll be a social one.
Is that like a -5, Will?
Yeah. Negative 3. Or -4.
Gosh.
Resolve didn't give me a higher number, but
No,
the base
-3.
number was good enough.
And, okay, and then people 22. Okay.
The dice tell a story.
Okay.
Alex. Well, it's a damn shame.
Says, what you've told me, very interesting, more tasty than this popped corn. There is a 0% chance that I will be releasing Samako or letting anyone see her, but I appreciate what you've told me, and I would like to talk again to the head of the Scavatory, if you were able to mediate that. And I hope you all very much enjoy your time in Naverby. Maybe we'll see each other around.
Wait, Crim squints at that and then nudges the others because he seems to recognize a particular smooth talk of this. And that's just to alert them that something's up, because the thing that Crim noticed is that the person basically said, I won't do this, but anyway, you can do that thing anyway. Like, just a total politician's trick.
Oh, I see. Are you trying to determine if that's what he's implying, or are you just kind of assuming that...
He's just assuming it. Crim doesn't have the insight to get anything reliable otherwise. He's just working by... He's like a neural net processor, man. He's working on the patterns, the word patterns. He doesn't need any insight.
Okay.
That's it. That's
All right.
firm but fair, sir.
He glares at him. That's all he does.
Perhaps we can negotiate
I happened to pick up on that actually as well.
Good.
So, if we talk to the Scavatory about meeting with you and you can come to an agreement, you'll release her?
If we come to an agreement, who knows what will happen. Frankly, I'm more interested in the entertainment that tomorrow morning will supply. New flavored popped corn that's supposed to arrive from the eastern fields.
Crim lets
other
out
things.
a puff that makes a few small sparks. They are audible, and he glares at him again.
Well, me and my aides have the stability of the city in mind. Things are progressing in a way that might not be apparently positive, but things will turn out well.
I'm sure. Cashmere gritting his teeth. Thank you for your time, Father.
It's been educational.
He raises an eyebrow and quietly says, "Oh, right." And then just nods and immediately starts talking to someone else about a different topic. And the escort takes that as their cue, starting to try and herd you out.
Oh, we don't think about face. Give us a salute.
Cashmere will stomp out.
It's hard to tell if it's genuine or if he's just following the performance of being Crim's dragon, but Crim does the same.
As you make your way out, Delilah's at the door of the tutoring room again. You could see there's a new student in there, a little boy rabbit, but she's paused to kind of witness your exit, and she takes in your expressions. It's kind of like beckons you closer. Did it go all right?
Cashmere gives way to glare. It went fine. It all went fine.
Really now? She looks at the rest of you.
Not as good as I wanted, but better than I hoped.
How close of attention does this student seem to be paying to our conversation?
Like typical young kid fashion, looking at the book, but eyes not moving, probably listening to what you guys are saying. But he's like, 6.
Did you want to say something, Doc?
No,
Oh, okay.
not a face listening.
Listen, I'm glad it went fine. I'm happy for that. You should know he's in a very foul mood despite how he seems. He only changes things. He gets in these moods. He's only open to changing things and thinking more wide, opportunistically, when he's in a good mood. He's not going to write new laws or arrange for productive meetings unless he's got that mood. I know he really enjoys a good play, one that's immersive, entertaining, no errors, no complications. And he likes food, but he's got enough of that.
Perhaps needs more popcorn. Well, I was gonna buy tickets after this, after all they said.
Play.
Play, yeah. I'll
Yeah.
be there.
Play. Right.
It's gonna be the goddamn red wedding.
Well, maybe that will help you. Good day.
Mom, wait.
Hmm?
I met Dad, by the way. Real Dad. My real dad. Ugh.
Oh, she cringes a little bit, hold it together. Oh, wow. How was that?
Even Crim notices that one.
He's working still.
Hmm.
We're nothing alike.
Oh, I so agree. Glad you came to that conclusion on your own. I know you would never take it from me. He's still sort of, the gruff wanderer vibe. She wouldn't say vibe.
He does his own thing. Yeah, It doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. I just wanted to, meet him once.
I'm glad you could. And frankly, I'm glad you have that opinion. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Right. Thanks, Mom. We'll be going now.
Tyler?
Gives an awkward, wave back before walking away.
He does a very unawkward curtsy.
Crim gives a bow and follows Cash.
Was that one of the many times you wandered off? He's
What?
Cashmere that.
What do you mean?
I don't
Oh.
recall that meeting.
Oh, that was before we left. Double checking what the first town was called.
Gerdumble.
Hey, I remember
Gerdumble.
something.
That was that was before I decided to come along with all of you.
Uh-huh. Seems like you're unlike any of your family.
Well-
Oh, sorry.
That maybe I'll tell you about my uncle later. Maybe.
He works at Nintendo.
Unless anyone wishes to linger or try something, after a few minutes you would be escorted back out the front doors and into the late morning sunlight. It's a perfectly clear day. Some smoke over some of the, industrial chimney smoke over some of the businesses and such. In this vast city. The escort, Wombat, just says, "Good day." He turns around.
Alright. Sounds good. Alright, so... I think...
As they walk out of earshot, Crim kind of finally deflates and says, "Oh, that place was kind of weird.
As always.
I don't I'm sorry, Cash, but I don't think I like your other dad either.
I don't like him either.
See why
Reminds me a bit of some smooth-talking people that I kind of remember when I was not dying. Still a bird.
You learn a language eventually.
Those are the kind of
now do you see
people
why
who... Oh, go.
now do you see why I didn't want to do this?
Well,
I do, actually.
We
I
still
do.
we still kind of need to. Not necessarily for all this politician stuff, but that time power will just make things worse, and we can't have that. We just gotta figure out the best way to, at least get to that person and have her say a secret, and then we'll be done with it. I hope.
Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you go first.
If we truly wish to negotiate, I think we should bring Hellstone and company to that play of theirs. Perhaps that would loosen his lips afterwards, and they could come to some sort of arrangement. Fingers crossed.
Might have been hyping it up a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
those kinds of people, they say nice things, but if you pay attention to the words they say, they try not to lie, because then it would get them in trouble and stuff like that. But then if you read between it, you can tell that they're just trying to get everything from you and give nothing themselves. Oh, what a mess.
No, I don't think he can respect our strength. As for Delilah, I gave her a little message. She seemed like she's made mistakes, but who hasn't? She seems mostly content.
We've all made mistakes, Wade. And Alex is right, it was a mistake to come here. I'm thinking... I'm just gonna... steal Samaka back? How does that sound? Are you guys in?
Probably impossible.
Isn't
It's
she
not.
kept somewhere that's really high security and not really something that we're able to yet?
Certainly the impression I was under.
Well, we won't until we try. Search.
Well, if it's something that dangerous that could get us imprisoned, maybe we should, save that for last.
I don't have
There's
any
another
better
thing.
ideas. Oh, what?
Well, we could try that play thing, or figure out where she might be brought at some point. Right?
Something tells me they have her right where they want her. But I suppose I could be wrong.
Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll bring her for a public execution and we can break her free.
I don't think they'd want to do that. I'm pretty
That was
sure.
that was sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
But again, this is a hard thought. But we don't need access to Samaka. We just need to take someone of importance.
A
Change them.
trade?
Yes. Ugh, bad
But
business.
who would-
but I don't see any other option.
But who would be more important than that, well, to them, that weapon that could apparently doom them?
Us.
Um,
the man
Cashmere.
himself? Darn it.
Cashmere.
Oh, okay, we can just become criminals like that, I guess.
How much do you
Grim
think
laughs
he?
nervously.
How much do you think he actually loves your mother?
Cashmere's expression turns from, frustrated to, downright angry. He stomps up to Turner and pokes a finger into his chest. I am not stealing my mother again!
He just
Cash,
kind of
you don't need
Yep.
to do that right now.
he has this like a very very scolded look, and he just kind of just nods.
I don't know what to do.
H.
I don't know.
I assume there's no chance of her persuading him.
You saw him.
They
These are-
mentioned that he would be in a better mood after seeing a play that's factual. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I wonder if that might be something we can play at.
Ah, I see what you did there.
What?
Because again, if we can bring Fasson and they can actually talk to each other, our one priority is taking this time power out of play and freeing Samaka. That's all that matters. Yes.
Well, I think technically all that matters would be getting the time power out of the equation here, but yes.
I suppose it depends on what the priorities are. I'm slowly losing track of what that is by the minute.
Saving who we can. So maybe we can bend Fasson's arm, make some concessions.
I wouldn't do anything just for him until he actually gives us something. We need to force him to want to give us something, because if we just do little things before he even does anything, he's just going to keep trying to bleed you dry. Trust me on this one.
Who, Fasson or Dorno?
Frankly.
No. Falson will listen to me. I know he will. So if we can get him to help us out, maybe we can. I don't know. I don't think this talk is going to lead anywhere. I mean, you heard him.
But at least we can say we tried.
I think we all need to come to terms with the fact that this might be completely fruitless. We can certainly try until then, but I think we all need to kind of resign ourselves to the possibility that Naverby might just be a lost cause.
Why? You seem so eager to leave this place.
Well, yes, I am. I don't want anything to do with any of this.
We were here for 5 minutes and there was blood on the floor.
I get that, but it seems quite clouded.
Or I share your fear we might just make this worse, but we have to try.
Look, like I said, we can try, but just don't take the mentality of you have to do everything in your power to smash your head against the wall trying to do the impossible.
We do every week.
I need time to think.
I think we all do.
I was
All
gonna
right,
say,
I'll see you in a
perhaps
bit.
we should sleep on it.
All right. Do you all want box seats? I'll pay if I have to.
I don't think I'll be going.
What will you be doing?
Literally anything else.
Well, if you can do something that might help us find any kind of clue, that might help. Otherwise, I don't know. Could at least keep an eye out.
Okay. With no firm plans yet made, people needing time to think, bit of a roadblock. You're able to leave the premise of the mansion. I think this is a good time for our first and only break.
Good idea.
Me?
Alright, we'll be back
Good.
in about 10.
Okay. Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So, midday, Neverby, tension in the streets, but still mostly functional for services and such. You have various places you could go. The kind clarinet with the K and the C switched. That other place, Cashmere and his folks have said you will be being watched, perhaps not only by just them. There's other places you might discover. There's maybe just one place you might go to talk further. You're welcome to do what you'd like. We'll kind of zoom out a bit if that's what is desirable. But, let's limit it to no more than 20, maybe 30 minutes at the most before we have a plan. Does that sound good?
Wade shall go and buy some tickets.
Okay.
I guess in the meantime, while they're kind of cooling their heads a bit, Turner will just check the post office, see if anything came for any of them.
Yeah, Crim will give his request to Turner to check for him as well.
Yeah. He'd mention all of them.
And I believe you sent the letters, was it from Mamelon?
Yeah.
A week ago?
Yeah.
Before they made their trip up here, yeah, and he would have given, forward where they could forward it to in the meantime.
Okay. I think that's what a week ago. I'll cover that first. Yeah, you check. Nothing yet.
Okay.
Magical items, magical spells that transmit information, or perhaps even more, are pretty darn uncommon. You say, what, ascending? Okay, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Wow, you can cast that powerful magic? Amazing. Magic's verbose. So, mundane transportation by hoof and paw and all that is so darn slow in comparison. Bos is a big place. Nothing yet.
Snail mail.
Yeah. Anyone want to go with Wade to Ticketland? Go once?
I will.
Okay.
If that's the case, Crim's also going.
Wade's very surprised at that. What about Alex?
You
Crim
come...
seems to be following Alex while he's thinking about something.
Okay.
So I guess now Alex owns a dragon.
Wasn't he the original?
Back to
Nibbler?
session 1.
Yeah.
It's a callback.
Getting some directions, you head to the western part of town, an older part of town. You would not see hardly any drafts around here, and you might see more of the black fur, slight favor of Scavatori influence around here. It's coming to this large hemispheric building. It has a weathered, faded roof, peeling paint on the walls. Maybe giving it character, maybe just making it look run down and old. But when you enter into the front entrance, there's no play or thing going on right now. It's just a simple theater that shows one stage play or whatever at a time. The lobby is very nice. It looks like it's been refinished and modernized multiple times. The lobby kind of encircles the entire hemisphere, I guess an arc. And you could see the empty stage and seats beyond currently not in use. And the box office is right there. There is a skunk with the most shiny and glossy tail you've ever seen. Kind of androgynous, thin, and let's go with he says, "Welcome, welcome here for tickets to an Anthem for Bos. First time? Well, of course it is. It hasn't been shown yet here. It hasn't been shown anywhere in years."
Oh,
Thanks for not making him French.
Let's see a synopsis sometime, but yes, for tomorrow, 6 tickets, ground seats, whatever is available.
Crim pauses and then looks at himself and he thinks. And he just shrugs.
Not too many seats still left, but we have some available. A party of 6. Yeah, we should be able to keep you. Well, you'll have to split up 3 and 3, I fear. But if that is acceptable, he looks at a chart, makes some markings with a quill.
Wait, turns back. We are taking our mutual friend, right? As in Falsone.
Yeah. Alex nods.
All right.
What's that? 3 and 3? Why, that sounds like a battle map setup.
Which want to position yourself on this grid? Just kidding.
It's like the Fire Emblem prep stage for those maps. Your whole army split.
Well, and he starts chattering about the play as he's like making these markings. An interesting story about a bunch of people come together, not even aware of their destiny and the duties they would have to the world at large. How did they deal with that destiny and the responsibility as it settled on their shoulders? I think it's very personal, a touching tale. I hope you'll all enjoy it.
I see. Is it a true story or based on a true story? Like, is it from journals, first-hand accounts?
Any and all. It is a great synthesis of the truth. With very fine actors, if I do say so myself. I am the host and producer of it, I will say. I am sure you will enjoy it. And yes, it is no story.
I want to say that Turner is here for this, if that's all right. He would ask, did you get accounts from the song themselves?
I understand that the two playwrights that worked on it before they approached me, yes. In the first revision they have since passed, but they met some of those heroes.
Sounds absolutely wonderful.
Well, you're all set up. Here are your tickets. He hands them to you and asks for 2 gold for each seat.
Oh! I was expecting worse. Well, I'm sure they're like really awful deals because it's like last minute.
I'll pay for my ticket.
Oh yeah, I get it.
And the Monpost ticket.
No, I'll pay for mine across zones.
Crim seems to be thinking, what's the best message for him to have on his board to
I'll just go ahead and pay for Crim.
get the least questions.
So you're buying 6 tickets. Is that still correct?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Cashmere is not there, I will point out.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and cover yours.
So that leaves us... Yeah, that's 3 people who each bought 2, so that's 6.
Crim
Correct.
will later reimburse Alex, so I'll just subtract that amount from mine.
Okay. Wait, did you buy 2 tickets?
Yeah.
Okay. So
How much is 1 ticket?
2 gold.
2 gold.
Oh,
up to you how many tickets you want to do and who's attending and such. But if you're only buying 6 tickets and you're intending to get Falzone to come too, then that would imply that one of you guys is not.
No, there's 5 of us only. Huston's way out in the middle of nowhere, so...
Right.
Yeah, we didn't invite him.
Boy.
good luck, Dustin.
Hey, Austin, do you want to come back into the middle of a mob war to see a play?
Yeah, I think he'd be pretty hesitant to do that now that I think about it. I've seen plays about this, and I think I'll pass.
I'm
Turner
gonna
would,
go back to the swamp.
Turner would ask actually if there is any better seating available or no. Is this what their offer is and what they have?
It's but like 8 times the
We're almost out of
price.
seating, I think was the implication.
I
could
think
say-
it's still worth asking.
There are, of course, VIPs for an event like this, who have much anticipated this and forked over quite a sum. But the rest is, you could see, and he would walk and open the doors and show you. It's not really it's like bleachers in a big stadium. There's closer and there's farther, and that's it.
That's not too bad.
Not really any special arrangements, and we try to keep the price uniform to attract everyone.
Alright, looks like we'll be with the rabble.
Oh.
It was like a not, he didn't sound serious when he said that. I'll just say that.
Oh, okay.
Rebel
It's like-
Rabbits.
Little pink nose turns up, and he's like super gleaming, shampooed tail, flicks as he studies you. A joke. All right.
If you want another joke, here's another one, good sir. My name's Wade Crossing. If you ever have to write about me, let the record stand. I'm 3 inches taller than I actually am. All right, good sir. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. If we ever needed an actor for you, Cheetah, we'll find one that's just a little too tall.
Yeah, make sure they have the sunken eyes. All right. So,
Just make sure you
time
just
waits
make,
for no man, everyone.
Just make sure you don't cast me with a raven.
He laughs. He
Wow.
seems very amused. I like you. You interested in performing some point? Hoping for the dreams of the stage, maybe?
Turner does kind of think. I'm trying to remember which of the people of the song had used magic.
Correct.
Obviously I know, but like, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to separate player knowledge from character knowledge.
Okay.
I think there was that one who used pseudo magic, but it was convincing enough.
I she also had this, right? And Wade pulls out like the little sling thingy. Little rubber band gun.
Wow, it's like... Okay, insert a joke about same player. Anyway. Right. Well, the special effects are the magic we'll see here. Or maybe we'll see more. Ooh, see you tomorrow.
Yes, thank you, good sir. Once we're clear, way to look to everyone else, like, we need to start carrying diaries, or else this is going to be horrible in 30 years.
Oh, no. Don't even... No, that's not what we are, okay?
I do agree we might be getting a little ahead of ourselves there.
As we are a bit out of earshot of most people, Crim kind of eventually breaks his silence and says, Alex, I've noticed that you've been really hesitant about a lot of this, but not like in a normal sense. It's really acute, actually. What if we're gonna be working together for this even for a little while? You wanna tell us anything about that, or like we can be sympathetic if you just explain.
Yeah, I suppose I owe you guys that much, but I'd rather explain it to everybody at once, so...
I suppose when we're back at the inn. By the way, do you think I should have this for the play? And he shows one of his messages that he had rewritten to, Don't hurt my friends, I'm trained to defend.
Oh no!
A bit aggressive, but perhaps.
I think that depends on who gets it with
Probably...
you.
I think that might send the wrong message.
Oh, okay. I'll think of something else.
Perhaps.
But it might not be a bad idea while we're wandering around town.
Oh, right. I'll do that. I still have to think about the third one.
Please have your message say, please turn off your fucking cell phones.
Oh my god, can you imagine, like, an elite wizard going to a play, and he just keeps using sending and talking aloud during the play, talking to other people?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
No,
I'm at this
no.
play right now. It's really cool.
I'm here right now. No, I'm watching it.
We got we occasionally will get like very obvious spam people in the Twitch chat, and I just want to mention this person's name is Inconvenient Womanizer 0J.
Well.
I hope that's not OJ. So we'll add that one to the ban list.
Oh,
Bye,
no.
Inconvenient Womanizer. I was going to do this before you spoke even, Namo, but for subtle roleplay that I really liked, you get Resolve, Duck, and Namo gets Resolve for engaging with it.
Yay.
Yay.
Alright. Now, we still need to bring this up with Falsone. I hope we get paid 2 gold for that.
I don't know that Falsone's the person we should be bringing. We probably want someone higher up in his family. Keep in mind this person is supposed to be, negotiating with Dornall.
Fair enough, but we
Perhaps
don't know them.
Well, then why don't we go and see if we can get another meeting?
Joy.
I think Cash might know that once we all meet up. And we can get all on the same page and then figure out our next move. Maybe we can also... I think once we're done with that, I'll make a quick stop to check how Huston's doing, and then I'll be back.
That sounds
One
good.
second, Yeah.
A DM?
I
Okay.
suppose if we're not, oh, go on.
No, you please.
I suppose if we aren't them, just respect to the theater. I suppose we don't need a name then.
Maybe if we find a reason for this instead of just, happening to run into these a lot. But for now, I think I'm just fine with being in unnamed buddies and things like that. I don't know if we're anywhere
Well.
close to accomplishing what the song had done.
Well, I'll leave
What?
the names to you. I didn't even pick my own, either of them.
I picked my own.
Well,
He says
well,
happily.
if Pure is still up too.
Sorry, what was that, Biggle?
If we all Pure is still up too.
A passing coyote on the streets just says, "Hey, cute dragon. Love that."
Please don't pet him.
Crim does his show dog routine again.
I like
He's
my
getting really
hand.
used to this.
Okay.
I wonder what's more important. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to change
scenes.
scenes, so up to you.
Yeah, you can go. You can go.
Okay, Cashmere's the only one that's not here, huh?
Yes.
That'll be
Anything
unfortunate
particular
for
you're
when
getting up
combat
to?
happens.
Where's the party headed?
He's not fighting a rug.
Where's the party
Fuck.
headed?
Yeah.
I
Where is the
imagine
party headed?
maybe back to like the inn until they meet Cashmere, because if they're gonna try to get a meeting with this person, they obviously need the hare's help.
Okay. Cashmere will be at the inn. Just
Okay.
in the room, hang out, staring at the ceiling.
I imagine
Between
that's
the
how.
time-
Sorry, go ahead.
Between the time of you splitting off from them when they're heading to the theater and you getting back to the kind clarinet, you hear some pitter-patter, Cashmere, between some buildings when you're almost there. Above, you might be on guard, but then Falzone's head pokes out, gives you a charming smile, and he slides down one of the gutter drainage systems to you, lands, and dusts his shorts off.
Can we keep him?
Cashmere's just walking the street, right? Back to the inn. Is this what you meant?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, at first he's a bit on guard, but he involuntarily relaxes once he sees Falzone and then gives him a unimpressed look.
Oh, come on, don't be like that. I mean, I'm sure you could do something similar, but I thought it was cool.
Maybe on a better day. Not today.
Things aren't going so well.
You remember what I told you about Dornell when we were younger, right?
Oh, yes, and I know all about the man.
He hasn't changed. At all. Makes my blood fucking boil.
I'm sure he's grown even worse. He's a cancer in this city. I'd like to cut him out. You know that already. Maybe... Yeah, I shouldn't say. I promised myself I wouldn't breach those old wounds.
You know what? No. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say. I'm listening.
I always wondered if a simple assassination, to put it bluntly, would be the best thing for this city. It's not like we have a government like some of these other places where he's elected and he's so beloved. No, he's just rich and powerful. He needs to be removed. I was going to ask you. He points at the weapon that's hooked on your hip. Looks like something you bludgeon people with. Have you had to do anything to truly protect yourself on your travels to keep persistent thieves from having no chance of coming back? Or is it still just, pop, have a nice day?
He unhooks the spear and unfolds it. For the question I know you're actually asking, no, I haven't killed anybody.
I wonder how you feel about that, talking to a man like him in charge.
I don't want to kill anybody. I'm not in it for that. And I know it's different for you, but it's not the case for me. And man, am I considering it. Oh my god.
I do admire your morality. It's charming. Listen, I didn't... Sorry, go ahead.
He just gives him a long look. Yeah.
Didn't approach you for a status update or to question you again. I wanted to give you something. And he produces a smooth metal cylinder that looks resilient. Like, offers one end to you.
Takes it reluctantly.
Roll a dexterity.
Oh my god.
You find that there's like, it's a cylinder, right? But like, how do I describe this? Like a. This is a fitting analogy. It's like a Swiss Army knife or like a switchblade. Like you can push out pieces of it and then slide them back in to form a smooth cylinder. And in each piece, like a petri dish, there is this like dish with this vibrant, fresh paint. Each one a different color, kind of like a rainbow as you go down. Looks like it hasn't been used.
Does Cashmere know what this is?
Yeah, looks like it's a portable paint holder.
Portable paint holder?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's painting tools.
Oh! Well, yeah, just like me, Cashmere has a very slow realization of what he's holding. Oh. Thanks?
Have you... Oh, I didn't... You still like to paint?
I do. Just haven't had the time recently.
Perhaps I should have spied on you before you came and I could have got a better gift, Rat. Well, maybe this will inspire you when you do have the time.
I'll get someone crock pot for Christmas.
You know what? I'll find the time. Thanks. Pockets it.
You're welcome. And, he taps your new earring that you're wearing. What's going on here? I thought I told you to wear that earring and not to remove it.
He grimaces and pulls out another thing from his pocket. It's the ring he had, one of the earring he had on his ear before. I only have the one hole. And I got a new one recently. I hope you're not mad. He grins when he says that.
He does look a little angry, but he can't help but smile a little bit when you do that. Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. You're not a neighbor bee rabbit quite as much anymore. Understood. I'm not bad. Really, I'm not bad.
Sure you aren't.
Inside check.
Well, I'd love to spend all day doing things like this, but this isn't the day to do it.
Hey, before you go, and he reluctantly puts his hand on his shoulder. We're going to a play tomorrow. From what I'm understanding, Dornell will be there.
He does like that sort of thing.
Hell, I'm not going to ask you to do anything, because, frankly, I don't think there is anything to be done. But I can save a spot for you.
And we'll see how good their disguise detections are. I would be honored to join you at your side, Cashmere. Thank you. I accept.
Did you better?
Right. Cashmere takes a step back.
Frowns a little bit. Alright, well, to duty then. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
He looks left and right, kind of pulls his collar up a little bit, and feels off a different direction.
And I'm assuming he's gonna stand there in that time frame, and like before, the rest of the team will show up to come across it.
Yeah. Boom, party shows up on the other direction.
Why not?
Good to see your friend. We have the tickets.
We're going to ask you about seeing who we should bring, because we got one extra ticket. Someone perhaps from the
Probably
inside
someone
of the other organization.
Yeah, probably someone higher up than we were originally asked, if only, to try to do the negotiations or whatever that would work. And also, I think Alex wanted to talk about something, so we're all on the same page before we delve further into whatever this is.
Cashmere is like looking down the street, not at any of the other team members when he responds. Let's talk about Alex's thing first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, can we do it, like, inside or something?
Sure.
Able to head on in. Thanks for your patience with that solo scene. And
Thank you, Tal.
Stairs. Back into your little burrow of an inn room, where things are seemingly nice and private and safe. Not like there's fights in the streets and highwaymen and
Except for that one
Things.
time it happened.
at once.
One time, that's not a huge deal.
Well, it's just once.
Cashmere, a bit of a morbid question, but if in some small theater our tale ever becomes manifest, shall we still say it was a carpet?
Wade, I'm glad you're around, but I'd rather you not ask these kinds of questions.
Fair enough.
I'll scratch Mimic off the list.
Alex sits down. Takes him a couple of minutes. He just kind of sits there for a little bit. Kind of fingers this necklace he's wearing a bit. And then he says something kind of weird. In the days of balance shall only one of their clutch emerge, and great will they be in the ways of magic. There shall be great weeping and wailing and lamentations throughout all the land. Yea, and the people shall cry with a loud voice for deliverance. And behold, those who are chosen shall bring order to the world. That stupid poem, or whatever you want to call it, has defined my entire life since the day I was born.
Oh,
Prophecy? A prophecy?
Yeah.
oh, I read about those. They usually have a twist about their actual meaning.
Where is it
I was
from?
the only member of my clutch to hatch on that particular day, and I just so happened to come out on the vernal equinox. So
What
because
now?
of all that, apparently I fulfill this prophecy, and I'm the chosen hero who's supposed to save I don't even know what.
Oh!
Yeah.
Crim's eyes seem to be sparkling at first, but then he quickly calms down, realizing, oh wait, Alex doesn't like this.
So, who?
My life has never been mine. Everything has been about preparing me for this role. Never had friends. I never had authentic relationships with anybody. All I wanted was to get away from it. And now all of a sudden we're going around the entire fucking continent doing exactly what I spent my entire life trying to get away from.
Well, I mean, I can see how that would be upsetting if you were avoiding it. Although, why specifically did this crop up in this city?
Every other time we've run into it, it's kind of been, I don't know, on our way. You know, maybe all of this was confined to the Misozu region. If I could just bear with it for a bit, we could get through it and move on with everything, but now it's starting to get very abundantly clear that we're never going to be past this.
Yeah, you never wanted to be a hero, Alex. Despite everything, I think that makes you one of the best ones. You've helped people. A lot of people.
Now, hold on.
God.
Alex, earlier I gave you a choice. You didn't have to follow us.
I think I understand what Alex is getting at. Even though he wants to help, he doesn't want to be beholden to this thing that people have been imposing on him. He left his home to escape it. I think I'd be pretty upset if, even after that, you'd have this idea of, oh, they were right after all. I can see why he'd be upset. I don't think I can blame him for that.
Yeah, okay. I can understand that.
But at the same time, why don't you just ignore it anyway? You're helping out because you want to. Sure, you have some capability for it. Sure, they say that you were destined for it, but it's still your choice. None of us had a destiny. I had to claw my way to have a life beyond my destiny of dying.
Yeah,
To be honest, I don't know which one I'd prefer.
Yeah, well, when I ordered those field celtics so long ago, you chose to help undo it, help those people.
I couldn't turn away from them.
And that's not because of some prophecy. That's because of you. isn't it?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. There we saw people who were victims of circumstances outside their control. Here, I'm sorry, but this city is rotten to the core.
I haven't
Sure
seen
is.
very much of it. Oh, well, I guess if Cash is saying that, maybe it is.
Yeah, Alex is right. It's completely rotten. I've seen all of it. But, you know, we're here now. And, you know, maybe Wade is right. Maybe we should give it a chance. Even if it's rotten, some parts of the fruit are still edible, right?
Like I said, I'm willing to... We still have an obvious avenue to take. I'm willing to go that far. That's why I'm saying I don't want us to throw away everything trying to do this if this plan doesn't work and nothing else surfaces.
We cut our losses.
This poem's
Well-
prophecy mentioned. Where did it come from? Who wrote this?
I was going to ask the same thing. Could we copy it down? Maybe I could research it. You never know.
Truth be told, I don't know where it originates.
Well, where are you from?
Ingvar.
Well, regardless, hang on, I'll write it down from memory. I think I remember some of the words. Oh, but each word is important in a poem. Can you go over it again?
I'll copy
No,
it
we can
down
we can
for
off screen
you.
that bit.
Yeah.
And then Crim nods and says, "Well, if you don't like something, you study it. That way you can know exactly how to hate it."
Rainer, would you want to roll a check on Sangvar and all this stuff?
You said Sangvar or Angvar?
Ingvar.
Okay, I found on the map to just west of the Kara region. Yeah, is that a history?
Yes.
Ooh, 24. I feel like I'm almost always getting like good history rolls, and even if I don't, I typically resolve it to a good one. So perhaps I was just one of his favorite subjects.
Yeah.
Sorry, is there an actual place on the western shore called Shorence?
I didn't see that till now.
You caught me. Hey, there's like a lot of silly naming schemes in the real world. Give me Shorence.
True.
Are you telling me if we go there, we'd be in Shorence?
Oh
Come
no.
on, tell.
Hey, for what it's worth, I did not make the stem root forest name.
Yeah, no, we totally can blame Bugle for that one.
Yeah, Angvar. A pretty small region, just some wetlands among some mountains on the coast here. Not too much, like, trade, economy, politics. Not a lot of things you hear about it, but it's certainly well known for the primal magic, the sort of thing that you've seen Alex can do. There's a lot of people there who are passionate about that and that plot of land. You maybe have heard occasionally, like a prophecy, but you know, people talk about prophecies here and there. It's almost all of them are false, but who knows?
Just kind of line up that the 5 of them showed up at that same place. Like the hands of fate perhaps might have led you there, but do you think that if you even wanted to, you could just find a place that we've already taken care of and just lived your life? Would you even be able to?
I don't want to spend my entire life just hunkered down in one place. I I want to actually see the world. I was never allowed to do that.
Well, if it's any
Well-
consolation. Same!
Well, Alex, you quite literally went from one corner of the continent to the exact opposite. You've seen much of it. You've been around
I'd love
this
to
world
go-
at least as much as I have.
I'd love to go and see more of it with you if you like. Although, that may mean we run into more of that prophecy stuff anyway, but, maybe you can take advantage of that prophecy for yourself. Use it as an excuse to see more of the world. Plus, I heard that if you save people, they give you rewards and stuff, and you can then see more of the world with those rewards. At least, that's how it usually goes from what I've read.
If you're not a hero, Alex, I think you're a good man.
And
I appreciate that at least.
for what it's worth, I can sympathize with trying to escape the life that you were told that you were meant to live, and it somehow seems to follow you wherever you go. Although yours now is quite a bit more grand than my petty little grievance.
This town may be rotten, but it's not without victims. Samaka, Delilah.
That's... Like I said, I'm willing to try to help. We are here. But just be willing to accept the possibility that there could come a point where the cost is too great.
Trust me, I
If we
know that
have
all
to
too
pull
well.
out at some point because we can't do anything else, maybe we should stop by here again later, just because, things may change, they may get more desperate, and then they'll just give us the time thing and we can go. I'm still worried about that, to be honest. It might, expand.
Crim, that only happened that one time.
We don't have a very large sample size yet, so we'll find out.
There was also a little bit of levity in that. Probably hard to tell a Turner though.
Don't worry, Crim has negative insight, he can't tell.
And if you do have the wording ready, just because we're talking about it, Doc, would you mind putting it in Foundry as well, so it's on the capture? If you want it to be left more, we don't know the exact wording, that's cool too.
If it helps, Alex, it's a very long prophecy. I've already forgot most of it. How dare you?
Would I be able to do some type of Arcana check on these words at all or anything, or no?
To what end?
I guess to try to are these types of things does he believe it's legit, I guess?
Sure.
Granted, obviously out of character, I know, but hey,
And
Is it,
Arcana on the effectiveness of prophecies, I guess, would be another
Well,
thing.
I got almost a nat 20. That is a 26.
What if we wheeler will the prophecy?
I'll need a minute here
That's
to
fine.
answer that.
Oh no.
So, I can go a while without hearing those words, and I'll never associate you with them.
Well, I certainly didn't write them.
I know a thing or two about myself. Come on.
Okay.
I know a thing or two of myself about having expectations set for you and not being able to live up to them. Honestly, I'm kind of glad for that.
I don't think it's really about not living up to them so much as not wanting to live up to them.
Or at
Yeah,
least
I
want to
imagine.
have agency in the matter.
I'm sure if I wanted to, maybe I could do it. I guess I don't know what it refers to. don't want to live that life anymore.
Well, hey, if you want to avoid bringing order to things, then maybe we can get the time power and then make every single picture along the way tilted a little bit, right? That's how you make things out of order, right?
That sounds
So
like
I
a great
think-
idea, Crim.
I don't think that part of it is quite meant to be interpreted that way.
Wait, are you sure? How do you know?
It's just not the general consensus we've gotten.
Consensus.
And
I'm
Well, I
I'm hearing
mean-
a riddle, and you know the thing about riddles. They never mean what they say. So, how about you just define it? You know? Define it yourself.
Yeah, it's like the twist in all those prophecies that I read about. It's only true once it actually happens, but the way it's true, who knows, right?
let me just pop in here to give Will horse in the race here. So prophecy with a 20, early 20s, you said.
26.
26, past 25. Okay. The wording of this is fanciful. Is it meticulously constructed to sound powerful and like certain prophecies? Is it spoken by true prophetic powers? Or is it just happening to sound prophetic? Any of these are possible. Prophecies, again, there are many that are false and total BS, and oh, I thought it was real, or oh, I never thought it would be real, I just wanted to convince people. And then there's real ones. Gods are real, very powerful, divination magic is real. With a 26, you would certainly have read of a camel civilization in Orkuta Hassa, far to the northwest, that had their heads half in divination magic. And according to one account, some prophecy that the Song of Bow saw did happen to come true. So it can happen, but it's next to impossible to, at least with conventional magics and books and all that, to determine if it is going to be true or not. That makes sense?
It does. Turner's just now kind of like thinking back to the play and is wondering how many parallels there might be.
You'd think if it was binding, there'd be some mention of controlling the time of day, but there isn't.
The way these things work, well, at least what we're expecting, something is going to happen one way or the other, and it's a matter of, well, I guess, me being there to do something about it or not.
Well, it's not just you.
Well,
Not
I'm
anymore, at least.
Well,
I'm aware of that. That's not.
not in the beginning, Crim. According to the prophecy itself,
Oh,
others are involved in it. If that meeting we all had is all part of this, or if it is just one of many coincidences piling upon each other. Pardon the pun that we'll hear for a lifetime, but time will tell.
you know, it's kind of sad. Can you imagine getting a prophecy saying you will be a good person, and then you're just a good person, and you wonder, was that me? Or was that just what someone else said I would be? Huh.
Was it fate?
Suppose I have tried to defy it, and it almost seems like fate itself stepped in to stop me from doing so.
Wise man said one often meets their fate on the road to avoid it.
Well, it seems like we
Um,
have no choice but to confront it wherever we go.
I'm glad I avoided my fate. Uh,
I know, Alex, you don't want us to be them. He gives the air quotes. curious. If someday in some small little theater a story like this is told, who shall I say healed those fields?
Why don't we cross that bridge when we get to it?
Fair enough. Good man. Alright. Thank you for your honesty on this. It's good to know more about you. Been an enigma for a while.
Well, I think for obvious reasons, I was kind of trying to bury all of this.
I get that.
Well,
I mean, you're all here, and it's kind of my fault. I don't blame you. But I do appreciate you saying something. Because we're your friends. Right?
And as your friend, I will not let my colleagues all know about this strange prophecy because they would be bombarding you with questions.
I consider it still buried for me.
Crim suddenly seems very self-conscious because he planned on bombarding him with questions. He decides not to now.
I appreciate that, thanks.
Well,
And as friends, we help each other. So, something I need to tell all of you is that I told Falsone that to come to the play tomorrow.
Oh. Is Falsone high up in the hierarchy?
He has an uncle, last I heard, named Lucky, but I didn't invite him. I guess
Oh,
if
I
I
have to go back and buy another ticket.
We were talking about this. We probably need somebody there who would have the kind of authority necessary to negotiate with Dornall.
Well, what are the chances they are already going?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
I imagine they could afford it.
You would have
Well,
noticed
It's more a matter
uh,
of what they want to.
it was a huge theater, and a lot of people were talking about this even on the streets. Seems like it's a big event. You've seen lots of posters, so it's possible.
Listen, I told Falsone that Dornall would be there. Maybe that was a mistake on my part. Point is, this is all going to converge in one place, whether we have a higher up or not.
Oh,
Yeah, he's made designs on Dornell's life before. Do you think he intends on it again?
I have no idea,
Wait,
but I
does
think we
Wade
should
know
all
that?
go. Oh, what?
Did Wade know that
I-
in character?
Didn't he tell us at the tavern that he tried to kill Dornell?
Can't remember.
I don't actually remember either.
It's in my notes somewhere.
I think, yeah, he did explain that, like,
he did briefly
Yeah.
Okay.
alluded to it.
yeah, I don't think he exactly said it, but yeah, he alluded to it.
It also is an easy thing just to kind of infer.
Okay.
Do you think us being there has any possibility of actually helping, or is it something we should just stay out of?
Well, we put up a pretty good fight last time.
Well, I'll just say I think if we are going with the aim of trying to negotiate a truce here, I think a representative of that side trying to assassinate the head of the other.
Actually, what did you guys talk about when you mentioned this? Because you knew we were having the plan for negotiations. What did? Why the pivot to killing?
Cashmere looks away, gritting his teeth.
We're all friends here.
I don't plan on killing him. If that's what you're asking.
I know you're not.
I am more or less.
That's what we're. Oh, you go.
I am more or less ambivalent with what we decide to do, but I think at the very least we need to kind of know which way we are headed so we can make the best possible plan.
I believe if negotiation breaks down, we should convince Falsone to not kill Dornell, but to capture him, where he can be exchanged for Samaka.
Is there someone higher than Falsone? I don't think so.
Well, no, not him. Capture Cashmere's stepfather.
Capture.
Dornell.
Yeah.
Oh, Darnell. Well, if we capture him, that would probably solve a lot of things. I think they wouldn't do anything to get him back.
Yeah, and we know where he's going to be. There'd be a lot of security, but we've faced them before. With Falsone's help.
You know, that is a good point. But, okay. Alex,
Hmm.
we made it this far. I want you to decide. Whether or not this is part of your destiny or whatever, you decide.
Actually, Crim stands up. 1 second. He does a quick once around of the room. Are they being watched right now?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Roll investigation. Ace the room. Eavesdropping points. Weird creaks.
Crim swiftly does so. God, if I was just a few levels higher, I'd have expertise in this. And then... I'll resolve that, because this one's kind of important. Alright, what's 17 plus 6? 23.
You investigate. Take a quick sudden peek out of the door, maybe. Looking for any ventilation. In this moment, you don't think so. At least not directly on this room.
Okay, Crim eventually returns and says, I think we're clear.
Good.
I will add, you would know that magical surveillance is possible, and that might be something that's impossible for you to determine with your tools.
Well, if we want to
That'd be
go...
so funny for Crim to have passively with his magic eating. But anyway, continue.
If we want to be extra sure, we can wait 10 minutes for me to cast Detect Magic ritually. Does it seem like something that would work? That you want to wait?
If we just want to say talk about other things first. Give me 1 sec, because... Yeah, this is important.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, if Crim thought it good, important enough to look around, then Turner would take the time to do so. Conserving spell slots because he's already used half his first levels, or first rank, or first tier, whatever the doc's terminology is.
You detect a bit of magic on Cashmere that is new.
He kind of like glances at Cashmere with like a bit of a skeptical look. Is it kind of is it his little gift, I'm guessing? Probably something that's not present.
You sense divination. No, it's sort of placed in an unremarkable spot, like on the back of his left shoulder.
Wait, wasn't that where he was tapped on the shoulder?
Cashmere, what is on your shoulder?
What?
Oh shit.
He reaches over and...
Does feel a little moist, like maybe some chemical or water splash or something got your clothes there. Nothing remarkable.
Please have a seat.
Oh boy. Okay. He sits down.
Yeah, we immediately get to like ambush ready position, just like looking left and right.
Okay. Turner will kind of like take a seat behind him, get a little bit in his space here as he's gonna ritually cast Identify. So for 11 minutes of contact, get used to it. I advise you all getting comfortable. This might take another few minutes.
Rather not be ambushed.
Well,
yeah.
since we're gonna be resting until we get to the whole play tomorrow. I'm just gonna. Crim starts like taking out his belongings and preparing his little gem nest.
Cashmere seems kind of embarrassed about the whole ordeal. The ears are low and stuff.
You cast Identify, and you find this was some enchanted fluid, a gel or something similar that was placed there. And the enchantment upon it is, you are probably familiar with the spell Locate Creature. It isn't that exactly, but it's a spell that enhances other means of tracking folks that might make it easier to penetrate objects or enhance the distance, like a beacon of sorts, is what this effect
So it's not
is.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily listen in so much as track where they are, and lead won't help.
Yes.
Cashmere, who had touched you recently? God, that sounds so weird, but who had put their hands on you?
I guess you would remember,
Yeah.
Delilah. You think, no, not Dornall. Falzone, various people in the streets that could have brushed up against you. Some of these streets are crowded. And your companions, perhaps.
It could have been a lot of people? Why do you ask?
Because someone has put a beacon on you.
A what?
Change your shirt. Let's see if it might be centered on the clothing. Hopefully not on your person.
He blinks at Turner. You're asking me to take off my shirt.
I'm asking you to change it. I'll look away.
Okay.
Ever since I became a dragon, I never really got that.
Cashmere doesn't even really, wait for Turner to turn away. He just takes off his shirt.
Yeah, spell is linked to the shirt, your detect magic tells you.
Which would have expired, but recast, blah blah blah. Yeah, they're wherever this garment goes, they will hit as a beacon to whoever placed it on you.
That could be to our advantage.
Cashmere gives it a thoughtful look. Really now? I have my suspicions.
Oh, so do the drafts.
Well, Falzone found me pretty easily earlier, I'll be honest. And he... Oh no, that couldn't have happened before. But why would the drafts be following me?
Well, they know you are going to be, or at least they have reason to believe you'll be making contact with their rivals. Perhaps they might be expecting some sort of attempt to take their prisoner.
Well, either way, I'm gonna need a new shirt. He tosses the shirt to the ground.
Crim, let me have one of yours.
Perhaps we should all go in with something different if we were going to try to be subtle about this. If only one of us is different.
If I had
Crim's eyes bug out. I don't know how to do that one.
We'll get you a scarf.
Oh.
a uniform that makes the man.
Let's see, your wardrobe, Wade, opens backpack and it's 8 uniforms.
8 exact uniforms.
Hey, I have a set of civvies. But it's also a collared shirt, but it's a different color. It's tan.
Alternatively, I can also dispel this.
No. I think you got a good point. We're going to a play. We got some good money. Let's get some fancy clothes. What do you say?
I only have the one commission. Snap.
Well, I think at this point we're going to be bleeding Wade dry, but why not?
I'm doing all right. I don't have much to spare nowadays.
I don't know about you, but I'm not spending my money on anything else.
It might be a bit much, though. I do wonder if the person who's spying on us. Do you think the person who's spying on us is doing it for nefarious reasons?
Crim, can you think of any reason that is not nefarious?
Well, they could just be worried about him.
Maybe. I don't know.
As far as you know,
Could be either way.
Sorry. As far as you know, Wade, does your mother know any sort of magic?
I mean, Cashmere.
Sorry, yeah. I get you two confused a lot.
Oh,
Cashmere.
oh, sorry.
Would she tell?
As far as he knows.
No, okay. No. She's a tutor. Why would she need magic?
Many of my tutors
Tutor
know
magic.
Yeah. Casters are pretty uncommon.
For all we
I
know,
don't know.
for all know, we could have had this before we even got on the boat.
Oh,
Remind me,
Well,
remind me to add this ritual to our every time we go to bed.
Good idea. Well, I can't change it now. Well, I can, but
I suppose while we're here, Alex, play was yours, or the call was yours.
Oh, right. Why you're trusting me with this?
by the way,
I-
I think Tal's trying to get all of these done early because once I hit level 9,
I don't
I
know
have
what happens on
passive
the night.
detect magic within blind sight.
Oh.
no.
We
I
wake up
think
and there's like
this
6
is-
flying orbs.
Doc, let
Wait,
Doc speak.
Doc?
I think this is absolutely insane. But it might be what we need. Let's save it as a absolute last resort option.
Safe what?
What specifically?
Kidnapping Dornall.
Well, part of the problem with that is we may only have the opportunity the one time at this play.
I know. That's what I'm saying, is if everything else there is going south.
Yeah, we'll try negotiations first, I imagine.
Exactly.
And if it's okay, just for pacing reasons, can I cut in here and we kind of decide some stuff OOC real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
I think we were near that point.
Cool, yeah. So plan is to all attend the play, plus or minus fancy clothes. Last resort, kidnap Dornall. Are you wanting to try and get someone else that isn't Falzone to come with you? Or not?
I imagine they would.
Yeah,
Let's do
we
Falzone.
can.
I would imagine they at least discuss the possibility, like I/Turner said, they probably already have their own tickets there if this play is like this big of a deal, and maybe their own little private suite or something like that. But we'll at least see if there's anyone we can get.
So
But
you
don't
are
worry.
going to attempt today to try and invite a different Scavatori.
Well, it'll be like we'll go buy another ticket. We won't ruin Cashmere's date.
We don't know if there are tickets available anymore. I think apparently we were like near the last of the available seating.
It could have been 4 that were available and then 3 here. We don't know. But at least see what we can do.
And also, if this is going to go south, the question is, where will the negotiations happen, and how can we integrate Alex into that?
Why do I
Right
need to
now-
be integrated into it?
In case things go south, we will need some manpower to help with the kidnapping part.
I see.
Oh.
Unless this man
They're
is not
talking.
mortal.
They're talking during the play. Oh yeah, so you could take this territory, and I'll take.
Why is it that every encounter is more or less balanced around a party of 5 at your guys' level?
What the heck?
The main thing is, like, it's just where the negotiation will take place. Like, is it going to be during the play, after the play? Because when it's after the play, things are going to be less in our hands, I think.
I think after
So that's
I do-
what.
Sorry. Were you saying more?
Saving it for after the play is risky because they could just leave. During the play is arguably going to be when their guard is the lowest, but also that means that it can't really be our last resort. So this is kind of a catch-22 situation in terms of picking our best.
And he also might be set up for like interrupting the play, and plus if he's got like a nice little VIP suite and we're with the rabble.
What if we go during intermission?
Yeah, tell. Spoiler question: how many acts are in this play?
That would be
Turner's seen
advertised,
the,
right?
Turner got a good history check. He knows.
One. No. Let's see. I suppose there would be an intermission.
Oh, a intermission. Okay, that's
Yes.
fair.
Correct.
I hope we end up like fighting like active versions of our old selves.
It should be worth noting that when a play is usually advertised, they have a pamphlet showing the play schedule, so we'd also know how long the intermission is. How long is it?
So people will be able to time their pee breaks.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys would do some investigation on the play. We can do it here. There would be a standard intermission of 20 minutes, we'll say.
Oh, that's ample.
And
Alright.
the whole thing would be 2 hours.
That's a short play.
Yeah.
Campaign was only 2 years.
Wow, they must only be like covering the Cycedo arc.
So we are going to say you will try and reach out to get Falsone's uncle to attend with you as well, assuming there is another ticket available.
Sure.
I think that's the
Actually-
highest of the hierarchy
Doc.
we can do, right?
We could just give him Alex's ticket, and Alex could attend using Wild Shape.
Oh,
If you wanna do that.
Oh shit.
okay.
Yeah, it would definitely last more than 2 hours, so just be like a parrot or whatever you want to be. Well, you probably can't be a parrot because you're not level 8, but yeah, could definitely work.
We could also argue that Crim is Cash's emotional support animal, and we'll have another ticket.
I think he's
I
been too
hope
big.
it's like a Disney movie where like there's like a little mouse civilization in the Raptors that's having their own little play at the top.
Ratatouille flashback. Okay, you would find that in fact the play is now sold out, so you would not be able to acquire different additional tickets, at least not easily.
Scalpers.
But in signaling, you'll be able to find Falzone or some other of his family. Will be like, oh yeah, what do you need? Oh, you want him to attend? Okay, we'll see what we can do. And they would say they would meet you at this street near the play, this cross section, like 5 minutes before. They might be disguised though. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last question.
Yeah?
When will the negotiations be taking place?
I guess we'll try to catch him at an intermission.
At the intermission.
Or at the very least try to meet up with him and be like, hey, do you want to talk after the play or whatever, either or.
Our plan was foiled because Darnell's taking mad shit.
Terrible.
Can you ban
Banned.
Beagle, please? Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Sorry.
all right. Okay, then I think we can start next session shortly before the play begins. Perhaps some people will design outlandish frippery and finery for the characters to wear. We shall see.
Alright, emergency commissions, guys. Let's get Tomato Raid.
Wade's with like a North Korean general with like a full thing of medals.
Oh wait, that reminds me. Yeah, Crim will remark, oh, having a scarf. That makes me feel like I'd be ready for some spelunking in some strange places.
I think you look better with a bow.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who had that thought.
Yeah.
Explain the
needed
joke.
to
Explain
say,
the
yeah.
joke.
PMD.
Well, you know how you make a PMDOC, right?
Just give him a scarf.
Oh.
Just give him a scarf.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can get some dye for your scales. That would help.
To get like a
Ironically,
fake
that's
hair tuft.
Murdoch!
Unironically,
Yeah.
that is a resonance thing I'm considering if we ever need a disguise. He's a light dragon, right? So you just manipulate which light he absorbs and which light he reflects. And change his colors.
Crim has a hair tuft that covers one eye, but it's a comic, so you still see his eye through the tuft.
Oh my god. The Cynthia haircut.
Oh my god.
Okay, I think we're good to call it here for today. A little bit early, but
Yeah.
real life got in the way. It's okay.
Okay.
GG.
Bye bye,
made
guys.
Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
Bye.
All right, I got to do the closeout.
There's
Bye-bye.
blood on the floor.